preaching. I know some of y'all probably came expecting your pastor, but sometimes you got to let the old son get it every now and then. That's a little steam, let me get a little steam in every now and then. This will be my second sermon because I preached on yesterday. I was at a barbecue party. A partner of mine had retired and invited us in St. Rest to a cookout. And sometimes, you just got to be bold enough to everybody doing their own thing, drinking. I ain't got nothing to say about that because there's going to be some drunks going in heaven. I mean, you know that. But every now and then, see, we ease off and you got to, I said, all this crowd, and it looked like the Holy Spirit just hit me and made me say something. So you ease church in there. So I just started talking about the word, and all of a sudden, boy, they was talking about everything else, but when I got on the word, everybody just, they was sucking their barbecue bones, and they got more closer to me. They said, oh, yeah, go Hicks. And one guy, I told y'all Hicks was going to come with something. I started preaching, talking a little bit, just talking about the word of God. Boy, but you'd be surprised how many folks just want to hear about the word of God. And those folks listen, and they listen. I thought they was going to tell me to shut up because they was already having a good time. But some people want to hear about the Lord. And I thank God for that. I really snuck a sermon in yesterday. But the way Brother Hill sung that song and Pastor preached, I sure hope I don't bring it to a dead end. Like Hill said, when trouble's around, you got to call on him. And what I'm about to preach today is going to fit some of that song because you ought to know how to yell. You can't be quiet. You got to shout sometime. I didn't know that you got to shout sometime. Yeah, if the back can't hear you, you ought to shout loud enough at the back so the front can hear you. If the front don't hear you, you ought to shout loud enough where the back can hear you. Oh, I'm coming with the sermon. I'm going to talk about, I want to come from Luke. I want to come from Luke 18, 38, and verse 39. Yeah, everybody, God don't mind shout. Somebody got to shout. Somebody got to tell somebody something. Where you find this thing? That's Luke 18, verse 39, 38 and 39. Everybody say amen. It says, and he cried, saying, Jesus, thy son of David, have mercy on me. And they which went before rebuked him, that he should hold his peace. But he cried so much the more, thy son of David, have mercy on me. Amen. Thank God. Let's to the word. And I want to use as a subject today, I must tell Jesus. Come on, somebody. Pastor preached on last time when they took the lame man to the gate. I was going to preach that when I said, you rascal, you stole my sermon, but I didn't come up with something else. But this Bible has enough sermons where you can preach to eternity. But that's all right. He preached on the lame man. I'm going to go with the blind man. How about that? Amen. I must tell Jesus. See, sometimes we got to learn how to yell just like this man did in the Bible. You got to know when to shout and how to shout and who to shout to. Some of us just be yelling for no apparent reason. We yell at our children. We yell at other folks. And how about shouting it out to Jesus and call on his name and say, Jesus, I need your help. Have mercy on me. The thing that strikes me about this story is that many people who are well blessed are often insensitive to the needs of those who are less fortunate. Oh, y'all come on. Here we have a blind man crying out to Jesus for mercy. And some of the people who were a part of that crowd that followed Jesus had the audacity to tell this blind man to shut up and keep quiet. Come on, my son. Can you imagine that? They were blessed with good vision. These people here, they was blessed with good vision. They could see, just like y'all can see now. A lot of us could see, but we are still blind. Some of us are blind to the fact, but because it don't take long to be blind. I see a lot of things, but I don't quite understand some. And some things I see, all of them I see, but some things I'm just blind to the fact too. But ain't no sense in you calling on your brother or your sister. You got to call on Jesus. When this man who had no vision cried out for mercy, they told him to be quiet. And many of you know that attitude is very common in our society today. Many people who are blessed to have good jobs could care less about the millions of people who are unemployed. Come on, sir. When they hear their painful cries, look up on their weak bodies, they take the same attitude that the crowd took towards the blind man. You know, many times we're so quick to give up, especially if we are being criticized for seeking a certain blessing. This blind man, he was rebuked and reprimanded for calling on Jesus. But the more they tried to shut him up, the louder he yelled. Didn't I tell you, you got to yell sometime? No matter how folks try to shut you up saying that I can't hear this and I can't hear this, you ought to want to seek God for your blessing. Yell out. This man had to find his way through the crowd. The crowd, you know, when you get a crowd, you got a lot of noise. But sometimes you got to work your way through the crowd. Sometimes you got to push some people out of the way. Sometimes you got to know who's when the people speak and say something and this certain man, he's trying to get to Jesus. But these people keep on telling this man, be quiet. The more they try to tell him, he was very persistent in his determination to present his case to Jesus. In other words, he seemed to have been saying, I must tell Jesus. Don't try to stop me now. I cannot bear this burden alone. He said, I must tell Jesus. He said, Jesus, can you help me? Nobody. He said, Jesus can help me. Nobody but Jesus alone. Somebody help me here. Now when Jesus and his disciples were on their way to Jerusalem, and that on this particular route, they had to pass through the town of Jericho. And as they came near the entrance of Jericho, they passed a blind man named Bartimaeus. Somebody help me. Who was sitting by the wayside begging. And I must tell you that Jesus was accompanied by a crowd. And you know that generally, wherever I told you there's a lot of crowd, there's usually a lot of noise. But the same one who told the blind man, the same people who tell this blind man to shut up, they must have forgotten all about what Jesus was made of. It's Jesus. One man said it's Jesus Christ of Nazareth. But Bartimaeus went on to say, do you mean the real Jesus? He said, the one who's supposed to possess supernatural powers. He said, do you mean the one and only Jesus who is sometimes referred to as the Son of the living God? Oh, y'all help me. He said, do you mean the short enough Jesus who specialized in doing things which others consider impossible? same Jesus who had built a career on unstopping deaf ears, opening blind eyes, cutting loose stammering tongues, and raising up bowed down heads. Yeah, this is what Bartimaeus is trying to figure out. He said, do you mean the Jesus who Lena can trace back to David from his mother and his father's descent? He heard someone say, yes, that's the one. He in town and he just passing by. Try to picture this man and try to imagine his excitement and his renewal hope. He is blind and just had been told that Jesus known to give sight to the blind. Yeah, this man is blind and he's in hearing and he's in touching distance with Jesus. All of a sudden, Bartimaeus began to cry out in an unhindered manner. He said, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. That's what we got to do sometimes. We got to talk to Jesus. All of us could stand some mercy. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I get in some problems, I say, Jesus, have mercy on me. But I can't do it like, I can't just say, hey, Jesus can't hear you. Speak up. Jesus, I'm trying to hear you. What you want? Tell him what you want. He on the main line, so you ought to tell him what you want. He said, oh, Jesus, thou rose of Sharon, in the lily of the valley, have mercy on me. He said, oh, Jesus, I know ain't no doubt in my mind. He said, pass me not. Oh, jealous Savior, hear my humble cry. Come on, somebody. He said, why on others thou calling? He said, do not pass me by. Somebody ought to help me here. See, that's what you ought to tell him. Don't pass me by. Help me, have mercy on me. He said, I must tell Jesus. Bartimaeus cried out until he could be heard above the noise he cried. He got so loud that it seemed to be drawing attention on himself. So someone took the initiative to tell him to be quiet. Said, perhaps he was sad in a very scofful manner. Man, I wish you would just be quiet. How people talk to you. You know how people talk to you. Man, I wish you just could. Man, I wish you just cut out some of that noise you talk. He said that people were studying telling him that, man, Jesus don't have time to be bothered with a poor beggar like you. We got some people like that. Man, folks say, man, he ain't got time to be messing with you. But how you know if you don't have time if you haven't heard what you got to say? Come on, somebody. He had some deadlines, and they kept telling him, this Jesus of Nazareth, he got some deadlines to meet. Yeah, and some appointments to keep. His itinerary for the day is already filled. They say his chart is already filled. His schedule is already filled. He don't have time for you, man. Quit begging. Be quiet. He can't possibly break into his schedule to deal with nobody like you. Ain't that the way we talk? So they told this man, cut out all of that noise and let Jesus go about his business. Now it's quite obvious that the person who rebuked this blind man didn't know much about Jesus. Come on, somebody. Yeah, obviously they were not aware that Jesus had said in the beginning of his ministry, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me to recover sight to the blind. They didn't understand that one of the main items on his agenda was giving sight to the blind. They wanted him to spend all his time dealing with the affairs of the government and other matters which they considered important. Giving sight to the poor blind beggar was unimportant as far as they was concerned. You know, those of us who find ourselves in positions and leadership have to be very careful about yielding to temptation and being what somebody else wants us to be. Somebody help me. Yeah, you got to watch temptation.
Yes, sir.
Temptation is out there, I got to tell you, because as I was on my way to St. Rest, I had to stop and get me some gas, but I saw some guys just kept on saying, woo, look at that. I didn't know what they were talking about at first, but when I turned my head, I seen what they were talking about.
Don't yield, Reverend.
Now I'm trying to tell you, temptation is out there. It was this young, pretty thing. I mean, she was pretty. Oh, come on, somebody. I know y'all don't want to tell it like it is. Sometimes you got to hear the truth. Oh, she was pretty and she was fine. I looked. I ain't going to lie to you, I looked, because the Lord didn't blind me. Come on, somebody. But I did say, I got to go in the store. As I was going in the store, it kid needed something else.